Good evening. Here is the world news at BGI TV, Baba Bagede Imo TV. I am Morire Rabila Lawal. First are the major headlines for the world news. Oil discovered in Nasarawa NNPC to begin drilling March, Kiari. 199 ghost doctors uncovered in Zamfara. Payroll, says Matawali. Bauchi resident decry hike in transport fare. Nigeria under a course. Father Umbaka. One killed as farmers fully clash in Petigi. Thriga Api Corp kill one, injures three others. Power surge kills family of four in Kaduna. DPO Slumps dies in office. And on foreign story, Iran executes British-Iranian ex-politician Ali Reza Akbari. Finally on sports. On the 20 Afghan, Flying Eagles trash Global Soccer Academy 5-1 in the friendly. Now the news in detail. The Group Chief Executive Officer, Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) Limited, Mele Kyari, has confirmed the discovery of oil in Nasarawa State. NNPC disclosed this in a series of tweets on Friday after a visit to Kyari by the Governor of Nasarawa State, Abdullahi Sile, saying the officials poured in of forced oil in well in the states will commence in 2 months. Group CEO Kyari announced today that officials poured in forced oil well in Nasarawa State will commence in March 2023. This, according to Kyari, in his continuation of hydrocarbon exploration activities in Nigeria's inland basins. Kyari disclosed this while receiving in audience a delegation of prominent Nasarawa State indigents led by the state governor, Engineer Abdullahi Sile, at the NNPC Towers, Abuja, earlier today, the corporation said. The Group CEO announced today that official support in Nasarawa State will commence in March 2023. Moving on to the next story. Governor Bello Matawali says the Zamfara State government has identified no fewer than 199 ghost doctors who were in the state payroll that are yet to be found. Matawali made this known while speaking to journalists in Maradun Town, the headquarters of Maradun Local Government Area, LGA of the state. According to the governor, though the state government was paying salaries to 280 doctors every month, it discovered only 80 doctors plus one are active in the entire state. He further disclosed that he already met with the state chapter of the Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) on how to trace those 199 ghost doctors who spend long periods of time collecting salaries illegally with a view to block those behind the manipulation. Matawali explained that the discovery of ghost doctors was as a result of the ongoing biomedical data capture of the entire state workforce through the Office of the State Head of Service. The data collection exercise is said to be a reflection of the state government's readiness to commence a proper implementation of the 30,000 minimum wage to the state workers. Moving on to the next story. Some residents of Bauchi have expressed concern over hikes in transport fare occasioned by fuel scarcity in the area. A cross-section of residents who spoke in separate interviews with the news agency of Nigeria, NAN in Bauchi, said the trend had exposed them to difficulties. NAN check at motorparks in the metropolis showed that transport fare had shot up by about 30% in the past 4 weeks. Commercial vehicles operators are now charging 1,500 naira from Bauchi Gombe as against 1,000 naira, while passengers traveling from Bauchi Yola now pay 4,500 naira as against 3,500 naira. Mr. Saleh Mohammed, a resident, said the hike in transport fare affected movement of goods and services. He said that most residents in the area resorted to trekking or canceled their trips as they could not afford exorbitant fare. Another resident, Isa Aminu, blamed the drivers for unilateral increase in transport fare without recourse to the well-being of the passengers. Hike in the transport fare did not go down well with many commuters in the state. He said, adding, the trend led to the hike in prices of goods and services in the state entirely. To the next story from the southeast. The spiritual director of the Adoration Ministry, Enugu, Reverend Father Ejike Mbaka, has revealed that Nigeria is under a curse. Mbaka said Nigeria is cursed with bad leadership. Delivering his first sermon at the Adoration Ground on Friday, Father Mbaka said God has blessed Nigeria with everything despite the curse. Nigeria is blessed with everything but cursed with bad leadership, he said. On his return from the monastery abroad, the priest said 2023 is a year of favor and prayed that his congregation would not labor in vain. He recalled the outspoken Catholic priest was moved out of the Adoration Ministry following his suspension. Most Reverend Callistus Onaga, the Catholic Bishop of Enugu Diocese, suspended Father Mbaka on June 3, 2022, over some political comments against the federal government of Nigeria. Moving on to the next story. A bloody clash between farmers and Fulani herders, which occurred at Rogo village in Patigi local government area of Kwara State, claimed one life. The reports gathered that following the death of the farmer, the Fulani camp in the village was invaded by angry farmers in the community. The invasion was sequel to a crisis which ensued between farmers and Fulani herders in the village. In the mayhem that ensued, the aggrieved farmers allegedly set properties of the Fulani herders, including motorcycles, ablaze, according to reports reading from reports. Atsu Patigi Al-Aji Ibrahim Omar Bolugi 11, the second, I beg your pardon, has waded into the crisis, calling on his people to calm down and maintain peace in their area. He assured that the Fulani would not do any retaliation or be carried out by his kinsmen and nothing will happen to anyone, just as normalcy has been restored. The chairman, Kwara State branch of Gen Allah Fulani Development Association of Nigeria, Captain Ali Mohammed Jongwuro, in his reaction in Ilorin on Saturday, expressed grave concern that at least 103 houses of innocent Fulani persons were burnt. He queried why the grieved people should take the laws into their hands. If they suspect some people doing the wrong things, they should be reported to the security operatives. From that story to the next story in Katsina State. Barely 7 days after a policeman, Drambi Vandi, killed the pregnant Lagos lawyer Balanle Rahim on Christmas Day 2022, another Afriga-Happy policeman killed a boy, Jawad Ahmed Rufai, while injuring 3 others in Katsina. Yusuf Ahmed Rufai, 42, father of the murdered child, in an interview with Punch on Saturday, recounted how his son, Jawad, was killed and 3 others injured by a Afriga-Happy policeman he identified as Sergeant Nura. Mr. Ahmed Rufai explained that the incident occurred at Sabur Ongwa on Sunday, January 1st, as the killer corp disrupted a pre-wedding party shooting. Jawad fell down after the bullet hit him. As I learned the bullet hit him from this back, it was the sympathizers who then carried him to the nearby hospital, where he died later, Mr. Ahmed Rufai said. Jawad was not the only victim of Sergeant Nura on January 1st, according to Mr. Ahmed Rufai. Sporadic shots from the killer corp ripped the intestines of another victim, amputated another, and broke the neck of another. They all survived. Jawad was the 4th person that the bullet hit on that same day. There was a boy in our neighborhood here. His name is Abdul Jamil. A bullet caught his 2 fingers on the right hand. There was another boy whose neck was broken when the bullet hit him. The 3rd boy had his intestine ripped. However, it was only Jawad that died. Jawad died vomiting blood. Mr. Ahmed Rufai reiterated after effort by a doctor trying to survive his life. To Kaduna State. 4 members of a family have been confirmed dead as a result of high voltage supply of electricity in Kofar local Zaria, Kaduna State. Politics Nigeria report that Mohammed Homer, the head of fire service unit in Kofar Doka, Zaria, confirmed the fire outbreak which occurred on Friday. Newspaper gathered that the incident was caused by an electric spark. An eyewitness and neighbor to one of the deceased, Fiano Aliyu, said the incident claimed the lives of Al-Rama Muhammad Sani, who is an imam at Buhari's residence, his wife, Ra'alatu Sani, and 2 of the children, Ashim Sani, age 8, and Fatim Sani, age 1.5 years. Aliyu attributed the cause of the fire incident to the high voltage of electricity supply being restored to the area around that hour, described the incident as unfortunate. Also commenting, a member of vigilante group in the area, Bello Aruna, explained, "We were on patrol when we saw fire engulfing the resident of Al-Rama, Mohammed Sani, and we all rushed to the resident for assistance. I also blame the sudden restoration of electricity to the area at that hour, which came in high voltage, as the likely cause of the incident that led to the death." Moving on to the next story. The Divisional Police Officer, DPO of Seme Police Division in Lagos State, SP Mojid Silami, slumped and died in his office on Tuesday. Though the actual cause of death was not known, a police source who spoke to correspondents on ground on Friday said the DPO had earlier complained of a minor headache and had gone to a hospital for medication. They said the DPO returned to his office a few hours later and resumed work, but the hours later he called his orderly and complained that he was feeling somehow. The source said he asked his orderly to call the Divisional Crime Officer, DCO. I think he wanted to hand over the DCO. The orderly met him on the floor, gasping for breath. He was rushed to the Badagry General Hospital, where he was confirmed dead. The Lagos police spokesman, Benjamin Udain, said he died on Tuesday. It was shocking to everybody because there was nothing serious about his health. They said he just complained about a minor headache, went to the hospital, came back, commenced work, and died shortly afterward. From that story to international, which is known as foreign story. Iran executed former British Iranian top politician Ali Reza al-Bakri over espionage charges on Saturday, the Mason judicial website announced. Iran had sentenced the former top politician to death earlier in the week. Mr. Akbari, his wife, and his brother had vehemently denied the accusations. Mizan wrote on Wednesday that Akbari had been unmasked as one of the most important agents for British intelligence and charged with revealing state secrets. The verdict by the Supreme Court is final, it added. Mr. Akbari was arrested in 2019, according to media reports. Before then, he served as Deputy Defense Minister from 1997 to 2002. The minister at the time was Ali Shemkhani, now the head of the Supreme National Security Council. Between 2014 and 2015, Mr. Akbari had accompanied the Iranian delegation to nuclear negotiation in Vienna. The Iranian security authorities alleged that he passed on security information to British intelligence in both capacity. Observers say the case as an internal power struggle, with headliners around President Ebrahim Raisi seeking to discredit Mr. Shemkhani. Finally, on the world news is a sports story. In case you're just joining, you are watching the world news from BGI TV. The Flying Eagles trashed Global Soccer Academy 5-1 in a friendly game in Abuja on Saturday earlier today. Laden Boso side dominated the opening exchange and took the lead in the 11th minute through Yahya Ibrahim. The team wasted a number of chances afterwards. Jude Sunday doubled the Flying Eagles' advantage in the 49th minute. Global Soccer Academy fought back and reduced the deficit in the 56th minute. Shegun Otusoya, Sunday, and Emmanuel Ochegu scored the other goals for the Flying Eagles. The 7-time African champions are expected to play more tune-up games as they intensify preparations ahead of the Africa Under-20 Cup of Nations. The Eagles will embark on a training tour of Morocco at the end of the month. The team will face host Egypt, Mozambique, and Senegal in Group A of the competition. That concludes the world news this hour. Before we go, some quick headlines. All discovered in Nasarawa NNPC to begin drilling March Kiari. 199 ghost doctors uncovered on Zamfara payroll, Matawali. Bauchi resident decry hike and transport fare. And finally on sports, under 20 AFCON, Flying Eagles trash Global Soccer Academy 5-1 in the friendly. For more updates on YouTube, the handle is Babagide Imo TV. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell. Select option all to access all of our broadcasts. On Facebook, Bagide Imo with Alawiye Adebayo. Please like and follow the page. On Instagram, Bagide Imo _22. For advert placement of your goods and services, coverage of events and functions, Please dial the phone number streaming on your screen for advert placements only. Thank you for watching. I am Morire Rebila Lawal. Good evening and have a wonderful weekend ahead.
Oh, na, na, na. If you want to know what's going on in city, or you want to listen to the latest news and gist, no stress, oh, just tune to BGI TV. BGI TV, you're one in a million.